everyone, welcome to Warhammer Online, and we're going to be doing another hair series video or a quick tip, whichever way you want to see it. And this is painting ginger. So everyone loves gingers, or at least I married one, so I love gingers, and I've got a ginger beard, so I'm kind of half ginger. So this video had to come at some point. I think a lot of you have been winding me up over my ginger beard for a while. So now you can learn how to paint it if you don't know already. So there's loads of different ways you can do this. I've seen really bright gingers using Troll Slayer Orange, Fire Dragon Bright, and really bright ones. We're going to be doing something a little bit different using flesh tones, or a flesh tone from Games Workshop to be more precise. It's really straightforward to do. You can get away with just doing 3 of the colours in a wash and it would look absolutely perfect. You could probably get away with doing maybe even like 2 of the colours in a wash and it would still look really, really good. So hopefully this will help you out, and I expect to see ginger beards on the battlefield everywhere from now on. This has been taken from a premium video from wargameronline.com. So if you have a premium subscription, you can go over there and watch the entire video, how we wet blended the robes, how the flames were done, the entire thing. But I've taken a little snippet out to chuck on YouTube, just showing how to do the ginger hair part of this model. I'm going to put the very limited paint list up in a moment and we can get on to actually doing it. So the model's been primed using Chaos Black first of all, followed by Corax White. So that's just a general thing, just to show you how I started. You could use any sort of base coat and build yourself up to this colour. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but I thought I'd include that. We're using rat skin flesh, and like I said in the intro, this is a brilliant colour for doing ginger, or an orangey sort of colour without going as bright as some of the brighter oranges that are out there. So hopefully this will help, and you'll be using rat skin as a base for orange elsewhere in your armies. And obviously I've got a huge Fire Slayer army on the way. I haven't fully decided on the colour scheme for them yet, but it may be using this if I'm going to do the fire theme. So the main thing with this is getting into all the little nooks and crannies, all the recesses, and making sure none of the base coat is showing, because we want it to be this rat skin flesh colour. Once that's fully dried, we're going to go into the shade. We're using Fugan Orange for this, and it will brighten it up. It will make it a little bit more of an orange. You could use Reichland Flesh shade instead, and that will keep it like a dirty dark orange instead of the brighter version. But we're going to try this out and see how you like it. Let that fully dry, make sure it goes into those nooks and crannies, otherwise it will look a bit nasty. And we're going to highlight it back up again using Rat Skin Flesh. So you can see once it's fully dried, we've got that darker shadow, so it definitely shows you the contrast between the dark and the light, which we're adding now. And we're going to just highlight that up in a moment with a couple of more colours. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm basically painting all of the strands of hair, or the big strands of hair, and leaving the previous washed rat skin, and leaving the real dark shadows as the colour that they are. We don't really want to go over those again. I'm turning the model around just to try and get some of those awkward angles. And this model in particular has got a bunch of little strands that go down onto the robes, so I'm just going to make sure that I pick those out before we go into highlighting it. Okay, so the first highlight that we're going to use is Bestigor Flesh, and this colour mix is straight from Games Workshop, to be honest. I've been using the rat skin, Bestigor and Ungor flesh colours for a while to paint skin, and I thought I'd try it on hair and see how it actually looks, and I'm really pleased with the results, and hopefully you will be too. But you can see now, once I'm putting this Bestigor Flesh on here, it's definitely bringing it to life. It looks a little bit better, and you can do as much or as little of this as possible. And if you wanted to stop here, the hair would be absolutely fine, and you've used 3 paints. You've used rat skin, Bestigor and a wash. So replicating this, if you were doing a Fire Slayer army and you wanted the orange hair, you could do this on every single model with very little effort and it would look absolutely fantastic. So that's definitely worth doing. We're going to push it a little bit further. So once we've done the highlighting step using Bestigor Flesh, we're going to go on and use Ungor Flesh for the next part. So with this colour, we're going to be painting the raised area once again. We want to leave the previous Bestigor Flesh where it is, and we're just going to paint some of these raised areas. So wherever you think the light would hit most, that's where you want to be applying Ungor Flesh. And especially around the edges of some of the strands, some of the bigger strands of hair, applying this Ungor will definitely help it pop out a little bit more than if you weren't going to be using it. And that is pretty much the hair colour done. I'm going to add a wash. It's going to be a very thin down wash just to finish this completely. And again, that's another step that you don't need to do. If you're painting individual models, or you've just got a beard to paint, or somebody's got ginger sideburns, You could definitely just paint, you know, the next step. You could do a little bit more, but if you're doing a big batch and an army, you might want to reduce the amount of steps that you're doing. So we're going to use Fugan Orange here, and we're also going to use Lahmian Medium, and it's a 75% medium to 25% Fugan Orange mix. And the reason we've done this is to thin down the wash so it flows really, really well. It goes into all the recesses and it doesn't leave any watermarks. So if you were to mix Fugan Orange with water, the wash loses the properties, and you don't want to do that. So you just add more medium into it and then apply it over the area, and it looks really, really nice. So it will make the contrast much better, so it will darken those recesses a little bit more, and it'll also blend some of those highlights together. And the end result, I'm really happy with it. I'm definitely going to be using this to paint orange hair from now on, and I hope it helps you and you will be using it as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you found this video useful. If you didn't, let me know as well, and I could try and focus my efforts elsewhere, but hopefully this has been good. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to see the rest of this model, how it was painted, pop on over to wargameronline.com and you can see the full tutorial there if you have a premium membership. If you don't, make an account for free, however, because you'll get a bunch of freemium videos. So we've got a bunch of videos that we put up there for free anyway. We've also got our Wargamer Online hub, which gives you access to a host of extra videos, and we now have the forum working. So if you want to post progress, if you've done this technique in your own models and you want to post up a picture, head on over to the forum. It's free. You just make an account for free and then you can post on there, and it's awesome, and I'd like to see your finished results. So I've rambled more than enough. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.